if you have 20,000, you should pretend like you're broke.
Okay. Wow.
You're not really broke, but you should pretend like you're broke.
Worldwide, listen to me. Le monde entier, écoutez, 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 écoutez. It is the United Africans in Diaspora podcast. C'est l'Union des Africains dans le Diaspora podcast. Everyone, and I mean everyone, please listen to me, please. Black, brown, white, pink, yellow, green. Gotta listen to me, please. Please. Tout le monde, écoutez, s'il vous plaît. Écoutez, écoutez. I'm gonna be your host, Mr. President, Pascal Bispas. Je suis votre modérateur, Monsieur le Président, Pascal Bispas. Welcome to the show.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining. This is the United Africans in Diaspora podcast. Guys, do you want to cheer for this?
Yeah.
Today is a beautiful day.
I know.
Cheers to 2024.
Yeah, 2024 is a year of doing a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, today we got Josh, the big Josh, very, very experienced truck driver.
Yes.
He's traveled the whole America.
10 years of experience.
Oh my God. We got Bosch.
Yeah.
Very great experienced guy in transportation.
I know. Yeah.
We got Anthony. Oh my God. The
You know,
numbers.
You know, for Anthony, I always like to call him CPA.
Yeah.
Last time I was mistaken, I was like PCA. Then Fidel was our friend who's not here. I was like, oh no, not PCA, man. It's CPA. I like it, man. Yeah, I like it. These people, they help us a lot.
CPA.
And I'm proud of you, you know, Anthony. You know I'm proud of you, right?
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
It's about numbers.
Yeah.
And of course,
Bispas.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm into healthcare.
Yeah.
I don't. So we are going to be talking about some money matters and get to teach our people how to how to know about money.
Yeah.
Save, invest, and maybe put some in the markets.
And by the way, now that we have a CPA here, CPA, guys, you should understand is certified personal accountant.
Certified public accountant.
Oh, really? Not personal.
Public accountant.
We got it. So we have a certified public accountant. Okay, you should benefit from people like this in our community, you know. And that's why I said again, it was off camera, but now we are on camera. I am proud of this guy. He helps a lot. Okay, and talking about CPAs, we are into taxes season. Okay, Anthony, can you tell us? We are Africans, but we live in America, and many people, even in Africa, I've seen it. Even the presidents, the ministers, every time you talk about, he's in America, he's in Europe, he's in France, they'll be like, yeah, those are les pays de droit. So now that we are in the pays de droit, Anthony, we are into tax seasons. Can you tell us why is it good for our people to remember to do their taxes? Why is it good? Why do we do it?
Oh, so it's good because you have to.
You have to.
So you live in a land of rules, and then the country has rules in terms of when you make money, when you generate income in the American soil, you have to pay taxes for the income you generated to the federal government or to the states if you made income above a certain amount.
So when you talk about income, what is it? Like the money that you make into your family, is that correct?
The money that you make working, or based on if you have a job or if you own a company like Josh or you, each of you have your own companies. Any money income that you generate as a business or you generate as an individual, if you crosses the threshold that triggers the filing of taxes, then you have to do it. When you don't do it, then you are pretty much breaking the law.
Yeah, because in 2015 there was a lady, we're telling her that we are now into tax season. She was like, I can't do it. I was like, why you can't do it? I just can't. So she decided not to do it. So is there any repercussion? Is there any consequences for not filing?
One consequence, an easy one, is like you here in America, I think most people when they move to America, what's the American dream? You know,
Well, I think everybody has their own dream. I don't know.
but I mean, the American dream was seen as buying a house, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when you buy a house, unless you have money to put down
Like
cash,
each one of you here, you own your own houses.
Yeah.
unless
You do too.
yeah,
Thank you. Okay.
unless you have money to buy your house cash, most people go through mortgages, right? You want to borrow money from a bank.
Yep.
And if you're not current with your tax filing, good luck with you getting a mortgage from a bank
So
to buy a house.
they won't give you a bank.
Yeah,
I mean,
you won't get a loan.
the loan. Okay.
Because if you're not current with your taxes, that's just an example.
So
of
we
consequences.
should tell our people to get ready to file their taxes.
Yeah.
And the season, just for a reminder, the season is opening on the 29th of January. So yeah, get ready, guys. File your taxes.
We have some people who know how to file taxes. If they want help,
Of course, we have a CPA right here.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Bosch should also file taxes.
We also
Yes,
do.
personal
Of
taxes.
course,
yes.
yeah.
oh, I have a brother George. He also.
George does it too. Yeah, that's good. And when you file and by the way, filing taxes, which is good. Do we just file it? Do you just find anybody? Do we just do it anyhow? Or is there any thing that we should do? Any people? I mean, how can you tell us why? Who should we go see to file taxes? Because it looks like everybody's doing it right now. But I mean, is there any way you should do it? You know?
I think there's no way you should do it, but you have to remember is that in our community,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in our community, there are a lot of people who are, help people do taxes.
Yes.
And who push them to, try to be innovative in a way to maximize the refunds.
Right.
That is sometimes in contradiction with the law. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only warning that I give to people when they make decisions.
Now, Anthony, sure, that was too technical. They want to maximize, which is a contradiction with law. It's really technical. Can you break it, please? Because this is the people we are. We want to help them. Can you break it? What do you mean by maximizing? What do you mean by going against the law? Can you break it?
I mean, I don't want to get into all the details, but in
yeah,
summary,
yeah,
is that
yeah.
when you file your taxes, you are allowed, when you make income, you are allowed to get credits
Yes.
from the government. You are allowed to get deduction, which reduces your income, what we call your taxable income.
Yes.
And when you play with all this, your eligibility for
Right.
credit deduction, it can change the amount of taxes you end up paying
or getting.
the refunds you
Yes.
receive at the end.
Right.
Some people can pretend that they are eligible for a specific credit or deduction when in fact they are not.
They are not. Yeah.
And then someone will just make them do it so that they can
Yeah.
get more money.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about
and that's
this.
wrong, right?
I mean, that's wrong because when you get caught, that could be.
As we said, I think we
because
agree
the
we are doing this
consequences
for
can
our
be-
people,
because
right?
we'll be breaking the
Anthony,
law
there was,
too.
and I'm asking Anthony most because CPA, right? I know. So people are talking about a $1,600 that will be coming into. I don't know. Did you hear about that? Like a Congress here in America, right? They'll be giving people $1,600 or maybe $1,800 for child
credit.
Yeah, child credit. Did you hear about that? You can explain to us if you heard anything. How does it work? Is it really, or
So it's basically in the United States, the tax law changes every year.
every year? Yeah.
And then there is something that they call child tax credits.
Right,
Meaning
yeah.
when you have a child, the government will give you an amount for that child just for having the child, for
Right.
you raising the child.
Right.
And then the child tax credit amounts could change from year to year.
That's true, yeah.
During the Trump era, I think there was a temporary change where the tax was increased to like 2,000.
2,000, yeah.
During COVID, Biden came with another legislation that gave
3,600 maybe.
an extra
Yeah, 1,000.
1,600, I can't
Yes,
remember,
yes.
where they were
That's how it
paying
was,
us
yeah.
for kids like monthly,
Yeah,
and the remaining portion was paid at the end of the month.
Another year, yeah, that's true, yeah.
And then in 2023, the child tax credits went back to, I can't remember because those amounts changed every year.
Right.
And then for 2023, the House passed a legislation that will now increase the refundable child tax credits to
Okay.
$1,600, meaning if you have a child, you will get a credit.
Okay.
the
Now,
government.
those credits, what do they depend on? Does it depend on? Okay, actually, maybe the question should be: does everybody what's the word? Does everybody
Get the credit.
get a credit or qualify? Yeah, that's the question. Does everyone qualifies for the credit?
For the child tax
Yeah, when
credit.
they have kids.
Yes,
Does it?
everybody, but it depends on the amount of money you made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if that child credit is going to reflect on your tax return, but if you made more money,
Then you lose it.
yes, it's
that how
going to
it works?
disappear in your income.
Okay.
Yeah, or if you made less money, that's when you'll see the reflection of that child credit.
Oh, that's how it is?
So there's two things.
Yeah.
Are you talking about reflecting in your refund?
In your refund,
or
yes.
reflected in your tax
No,
filings?
in the refund.
Okay.
Because the child tax credit is like up to a certain amount if you make income, and I don't memorize the number. I apologize because those number changes from year to year.
Sure.
So the full amount is eligible to people up to a certain income level.
Okay.
When you reach a threshold, they start reducing the child tax credit.
Oh, okay.
And I think maybe now, I don't know if it's like when you start making 400,000 as a couple
a year?
a year,
Okay.
then they start reducing it.
Wow.
And then up to a certain amount, then you get zero.
Oh, wow.
And then, like I said, I don't have the numbers memorized.
Okay.
But now when you file taxes, filing taxes is like you're doing a reconciliation.
Sure.
It's basically, I made money. During the year, you're making prepayments of your taxes to the government. And when you file taxes, it's like, government, this is how much I made. This is how much I prepaid you.
Sure.
And this is how much I should have paid you.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And then the government will say, based on that, if you prepaid us more, we will
They give
refund you.
Right.
If you underpaid us, you have to
give
add.
us. Okay.
So in most situations, if you had child tax credits
Okay.
in your tax calculation,
Right.
and you were in a situation where
You were supposed.
you did not pay the government enough,
Right.
They
They
can-
take it from that.
they'll take it from there.
So that's why, why I'm asking this? Because many people, ladies especially, they called me, hey, I heard this time we're going to have too much money. So when you try to explain to them, like, I understand you are expecting money, but it depends on how much tax you paid. What if you didn't pay what the government was waiting for you to pay? They'll take it. So they take it from that. So I'm right.
It's a reconciliation.
Okay.
But when they take it from you, it doesn't mean that you didn't get the child tax
Right,
credit. You
right.
got the
You
child
got
tax
it,
credit.
but-
But the reconciliation puts you in a situation where you don't get a refund
Right.
because you did not pay or prepaid enough during
Right.
the year.
Okay.
It's the same thing for businesses too. Because businesses, you have requirement to do prepayments.
Right.
And at the end of the year, you do a reconciliation.
Exactly. Yeah. Josh, I have a brother of mine who owns also some tracks.
Yeah.
Man, that guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but I think he knows himself.
Yeah.
Man, he gets like they make millions. Anyway, I'm not saying Josh is getting millions, right? But I know they get millions at the end of the year, and it looks like your taxes are very, very complex.
Yeah, I mean, when you make that much money, of course you gotta pay taxes.
Right.
Yeah, you can't make $1.5 million now not paying taxes. Or
Yeah.
make 500,000.
It depends.
Right.
Well, I mean, it depends, but it's really hard to get away with that.
Right.
With that kind of amount. So
I don't know which deductions you can use to evade.
So
That's why you need qualified people, right?
No. I mean, I'm a CPA.
Yeah.
I help a lot of businesses
course.
in the community here who, I have businesses who have generated, let's say, 10 million in revenue,
Right.
but their expenses resulted in a loss.
Okay. Yeah.
Because depending on the type of business that you have, if you are in a business where you have a lot of fixed costs, a lot of operating costs,
Right.
the 10 million in revenue can cost you 12 million in expenses.
Yes,
So,
So when you're in that situation, you won't have to pay taxes.
Right.
So taxes is the result of income, expenses, where you land.
Okay.
So 1 million, well, how much did you spend to get those 1 million?
Right.
So that's what will determine.
Okay. Wow. And also, can we remind our viewers that we were talking about savings? Okay.
Yeah.
And you looks like you have a real experience on savings, but you said something that our people, many of them, they don't even know how to save. So do you have like an idea that you can give to our people. Hey, look, you are doing this. Why don't you try that to save? You know, it doesn't have to be tracking. It can be any job.
Yeah,
So, but at the end of the day, we need to save something to be able, do you have an idea?
Yeah, like I said before, a lot of us are broke because we don't know how to save. It's
Right.
not because we don't have money. You get paid, let's say every 2 weeks, every week. I get it. Let's say for example, I get $1,000 check, and I automatically assume that all the money is mine, and I will go ahead and start using the money. If I get $1,000 check, if that was me, I would probably just take $100,
Right.
just $100, and put in the savings. That's it, because I know for sure this is America. As soon as the money hits your account, you got electricity, trash, like you got all kind of bills that are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Mortgage.
Mortgage, cell phone bill is now higher than any
Yeah.
other bills.
Cell phone bills is higher than
electricity.
a car payment.
Right.
So we got all kind of payments. So when you get that $1,000, I always say, hey, just take $100, put in savings,
Right.
and then
10%.
10%.
10% savings. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
that's like forget about it. Doesn't exist.
Right.
And then the rest, I mean, you will know how to manage whatever that $900.
Right.
Yeah, but if you just get a check and use, no matter how much you get, you will still have at least $1 to put aside.
Right.
If you say like you got $10,000, you get $1,000 check and you don't have enough $1 to put aside, I don't know.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Right.
Something doesn't add up.
Right.
You will always have something, because if you're able to give a homeless person $10 on the street,
Yeah.
and then you crying here, you don't have savings.
Right.
You don't even have a $10 savings, and you
You
did
give it
give a
away.
homeless person
Right.
way. So you always have that, at least $50. Have something saved.
Right.
So your recommendation is that people should save about 10% of what they make.
At least
if they can.
10%. At least 10%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what do you say is a CPA? This makes sense, I know, but yeah.
I mean, it depends on everybody's situation, because how much you save is also driven by how much you make.
Yes.
Okay.
It's also driven by how much are your expenses based on what you make.
Right.
But I think 10%, is a good baseline.
Right.
But for what I would recommend to people, I think we spoke about it offline. I always told people, like, you should have a target in terms of savings too.
Right.
For people who are employed, you have an option to do retirement savings. Like,
Right.
we have a lot of retirement savings accounts. That's also another effective way of saving money. Sometimes people in our community are not really too aware of it. Sometimes you have your paycheck and they take your social security deduction and you're good. But when you watch in a lot of news, people say, like, social security might not be around in 40, 50 years because the fund balance in the social security is in trouble.
Yeah,
Social
yeah.
security spend more than it brings in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then over time, maybe social security will not be around.
Yeah.
Saving, like, for retirement account is also another effective way. I always advise people, if you can, try to put at least about 7% of your income
Okay.
into those type of retirements.
Like,
That's savings number one.
So-
401k.
401k, you name it. And then there's a second layer of savings. Maybe that's what you are referring to. That might be a personal savings account.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, the target, it could be different depending on everybody's situation.
Okay.
But I think 10%, is a good.
It's reasonable?
It's pretty reasonable. If you can do more, why not?
Okay. Okay, you can still do more, yeah.
Oh yeah. So actually thinking of that, I'll tell you this. Because we coming from Africa, and this is our first try to touch money. It is not easy for us to save.
Right.
Sometimes you want to save after paying all the bills, and you want to save, but there's somebody who is down there in Africa crying, disturbing you night and day. Send me something, send me something. Well, we have those things because they know when we are here, we are like
We
there.
have money,
Yeah.
we're working, yeah.
So you find, yes, you can allocate that little money for sending home, and then make another little saving here. You know that there's so many people who don't even do that.
Right.
There's so many people who don't even do the little saving we're talking about, or even sending that little we're talking about to the people
families
back home.
and friends. Yeah.
That's why you hear some families are like, man, we have our brother who is in the US. He's been there for 10 years.
But
He forgot about us.
Just was asking a question right now. It was like, if you are working, how can you fail to have like at least $10 though? And I'm sure the $10.
I don't care how many families you have in Africa. How many, you will still have $1 to put in the savings account.
I like the confidence, man.
I don't care how much money you make.
Right.
Even if they pay you $1 per hour, you're gonna still have a cent to save.
Yeah.
You can just take the whole check and just start swiping.
That's not how. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I say. Because
yes, I understand.
And even if you send, you cannot send every day.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, but here you'll be getting money constantly.
Right.
But if you don't have that culture of saving, that will be
But anyway, I don't know if you guys have well, I can't say my experience, but it's something that I've seen. I know somebody, they get money, okay, from wherever, work, business, they come and give it to their wives and say, hey, baby, this is the money we got. Deal with it. Is it a good way to do things? Like, I don't know.
Generally, women love money.
Okay.
And if the woman is not working,
no, whether they're working or not, but you just take your money. Hey, baby, this is what you have. Deal with it.
I think
pay
it depends.
bills. Okay.
For me, I'll go. It depends.
Okay.
It's not a yes. It's not a binary situation.
Okay.
It depends on your situation. It depends on your wife, because there are some people. For example, if for example, you're not self-disciplined with money.
Yes.
If you keep money, you end up spending it, and maybe your wife is more disciplined in terms of finances.
Right.
Maybe that's the right thing to do.
Okay.
It could be the other way around.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
you're the person who's disciplined, and your wife is not too disciplined.
I
As soon
see.
as money lands in the checking
Hey.
accounts, boom, she's
Malls,
like
shopping,
all over
online,
the world.
Amazon, anything.
So I think
Shein.
it depends. There's no one answer that fits all.
Okay.
that thing hit home.
But I think women
Let me tell
are
you
good
from-
at savings money.
For me, actually,
It depends.
Right.
For me, actually, my wife is the one who helps me save.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because she knows when I get money, she knows I already have a lot of visions.
Okay.
I think just in general, it just depends.
Okay.
Definitely.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that's
in your situation,
that's true.
in your household.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. And now this is the last segment. So we are talking about how now people should use the money they get, because now we assume people are going to get some money from the taxes. So what is going to happen? What are they going to do with the money? Because we don't want them to just keep the money and let it rest. Maybe if they have a plan to buy a house or something like that, you never know what people are planning for their lives. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have that kind of a plan, what can you do to use that money?
Okay.
However small the money.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. People
Let's
should be wise with their monies. Yeah.
Anthony,
I think he has-
Anthony can start with this.
He's got more answers than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably good with the numbers. Money.
First of all, if you have money, I call it the Anthony rule.
Right.
Your living expenses, you have to have an expectation to keep at least a minimum cash balance in your bank account, or if you like to keep money in your mattress, To be conservative, it's about 10 months of your mortgage. So if you have a mortgage of rent payments, that amount times 10, if your mortgage is $2,000 a month, 20,000.
Right.
If you have 20,000, you should pretend like you're broke.
Okay. Wow.
You're not really broke, but you should pretend like you're broke, because if something goes wrong with your business or with your job, you have a security in your savings that could help you, go through like the dark moment until you get yourself back into your feet.
Right.
Anything beyond that, if you have an opportunity to have money saved above that, especially with inflation, savings accounts that aren't paying good interest rates, you should think about how you can invest. But investing your money, I think you should take into consideration several things. You have to like what you want to do. For example, Josh is in transportation. You are in healthcare. Bosch does taxes. I'm assuming you do it because you like it.
Yes.
If you don't like driving truck, don't go buy a truck.
Right.
Because you will end up investing all your money doing something that you don't enjoy doing.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy working in healthcare, don't go invest your money into healthcare because you will not enjoy that.
Right.
There is the first things. You have to have passion into what you do. Second thing, you have to have the nose to read where are the opportunities.
Right.
COVID changed our world, and people who have vision, they cannot understand COVID brought a lot of opportunities. For example, people work from home.
Yeah.
What type of business can be tied to people working from home?
Right. Right.
That's where the investment opportunity is. And for people in our community who are afraid to go on their own, there is also an option to do what we call franchise.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about franchise.
Yeah.
Franchise, a lot of company like McDonald's, Subways, there are big companies that have been created and they have their own stores. And because this country is so big, they start now selling franchise to their company.
They sell shares.
So they give people opportunity to operate a business
Right.
under their name.
Right.
In exchange, you will pay them what we call a franchise fee.
Right.
And then they give you marketing support,
Right.
branding, that can help you make money in their business.
I would like,
that's also an opportunity.
I think I'd like next time to really talk about this in length, because this is a good thing too,
Oh yeah, the business opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the franchise
I
thing.
think our next one will be business opportunities.
Yeah, and let's talk about franchise, because we can teach our people about this. Actually, I can also learn because I really want to understand that. So, Anthony, keep this. I'll really bombard you with questions about this, 'cause I like it.
Okay.
And also, we're gonna go to Josh. When we were off, Josh was trying to give us ideas of actually respect. Looks like our community, we don't respect each other. You can find somebody with his business. He's selling something. Here's his product, $1,000. Somebody from our community comes, he wants to pay less. If you say no, that's less, he thinks you are the bad guy and he wants to go pay even more to another community. So yeah, that was a good
like a community support.
yeah. So yeah, you were saying something. Yeah, can you try to
Expand on that?
Yes, let's say, here's an example.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a barber shop, right? And you tell all your customers, you tell them, hey, if you're late, there will be some fees that I'm going to charge you, right? So we have to agree, because it's business. If you're late, if you cancel, there's going to be some fees.
Right.
If this was other businesses, like American businesses, you'll probably respect that.
Right.
Because it's your fellow African, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna, I'll never come to your shop.
Right. Right.
If you have like an African, little store, right? You're gonna be like, hey, give me a bag of rice and I'll pay you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we are importing things that we were doing in Africa and bring it back here. No, we don't want to do that. If you go to Walmart and tell Walmart, give me a bag of rice and I'll pay you tomorrow. See how that works.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
They'll bounce you out.
Yeah. So if you go to my store, if you get a chance to open a store, I want to come in, buy, and pay you money, right? I actually want to give you more. I want to give you tips. I've seen people with small businesses in Boise. They keep complaining like African people, we don't even tip them.
Yeah.
Which is that it's an American culture to give a tip.
So basically, what Josh is saying: support each other, but with respect.
Each other's business. With respect.
Yeah, with respect. Yeah, you don't support because you're an African. I come to buy from you, and then I can just do anything.
No.
Support me, but respect my business, right?
Oh no, that is also coming to my our community. Like they're duplicating.
Right.
The businesses they're duplicating, like they don't want to try some other avenues.
Right.
So if you find like somebody has this same thing,
You have
they
to
want
do
to do the same thing. and it becomes so confusing.
Yeah.
Like people are divided; they don't know where to go.
Right.
And if they go to you, you feel better. But if they go to another one, you feel like they abandoned you.
Right.
But you know, well, this country is big, and our community is getting bigger. So we gotta know how to share that responsibility.
Right.
Let's say you went to this store today. Maybe go to support this other store tomorrow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And also another advice that I also wanted to give to people in our community, because a lot of business that people create in our community, they try to also target customers, clientele just around our community.
Yeah.
And it limits your opportunity.
Definitely.
Because if you see some other community, they'll start a business, it's like, oh, like Ethiopian restaurant. You'll go find like American going to eat there.
Absolutely.
And then try to put a business model, an image, a presentation that will attract
good
people
marketing.
beyond just our community.
Right.
If you get into that situation, then you will not rely on, you know, people who are not really, who don't have good intention to support.
Right.
The more your market opportunity is, the better your business will be.
Yeah, that's
let's try
a
to
good-
put like effort into
That's a good one.
attracting people beyond our community. If you're doing healthcare, don't just try to rely on healthcare.
Africans,
African people who have
just
healthcare
us.
issues. Same thing with transportation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you deal with that. Like, your clients are probably like, non-African stores.
Yeah,
You don't have so many of those. Tax is the same thing.
Right.
You know, actually, just to add on what Anthony has just said, Anthony just mentioned something very serious. You know, when it comes to these, let's say, administrative kind of businesses, where like it's not a shop,
Right.
but it's something else that involves maybe the government has to be in. You have to have licenses.
Yeah.
You have to go through like crooks and hooks to get your business started.
Right.
Let me tell you, there is one thing I've really realized. Our African brothers and sisters never share information.
Okay.
Yet the information is supposed to be there.
I think you know the answer to that, right?
Yeah, let's say, you know
But they
what?
believe you're gonna take over.
Yeah, no.
They're afraid of competition.
Exactly.
It is
yeah.
public information. If you really dig deep, it is public
It's
information.
public, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
But I've faced that situation myself.
Oh, yeah?
Before I start my own company, I had to face some crazy stuff.
Right.
And we have African brothers here who know stuff. But they just don't want to share the information.
Wow. No
But
love.
then you find some other brothers who really know more of the information, and they're like, man, that's what you want to do? Let me show you something better. Then you find like okay, one guy didn't connect me to the opportunity,
Right.
and then another guy connected me to a
the
more
better- a better one.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, now look at this.
Right. Right.
So it's like God is always leading you. But you know what? That is a problem we have. People don't share information. Imagine if I just got that information. Well, it doesn't stop from me. Maybe I could also share it with somebody else.
Right.
And that's how the community grows.
yeah. But one.
But as Anthony said, that becomes like a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Like people start fighting for competition.
Yeah, but also, people should not be afraid of competition, first of all. And also, we should also tell our people, don't be afraid, like, to approach somebody that you think can help you, because you can look at Anthony and say, really help me? Then you just sit on your corner, you leave Anthony there, and yet maybe he can help you. So don't be afraid to ask whatever question you have. Don't be afraid of opportunity. Actually, I should say, don't be afraid of conflict. Competition. Don't be afraid of competition. It can help,
No, the competition doesn't exist when you are serving different communities.
Okay.
If you're serving one community, that's when there is that.
Yeah, it has to be there, but don't be afraid of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
So, competition, in every business, even American business, when they know they are dealing with a competitor, information sharing is also something that is sensitive.
Right.
For people who have worked in business, for example, if, let's say, you work for Facebook versus Twitter, or you work for Tesla versus Mercedes.
Yeah.
There's some, limited amount of information you were allowed to share as employer for one company versus another company.
Sure.
That portion of the people in the community who are hesitant to share information, like you mentioned, just because they see a potential competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you can blame them, I mean, that's just like an instinct of a business mindset. However, there is another side of things. Someone who doesn't want to share any information, even though whatever business opportunity you will create will not generate or result in a competition against themselves.
Right.
But they just would not share it because in Africa, people want to be seen as like me. I'm up here, and everybody else is up here.
Exactly.
That's that category of people where I'm like, it's really concerning because when you see other communities, they really help each other.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So if it's justified by competition, as much as we can blame them, I can understand. But when there's no competition tied to it, why would you hide information?
Okay. Wow.
So.
Wow.
It is crazy. Like right now we're going deep to like the realities we face as we create businesses. And that's why I would love to encourage our people to learn how to create businesses.
Their own businesses.
Yeah, because as we mentioned earlier, we've already seen the verge of our community. They're trying to create healthcare businesses like childcare and stuff like that, which is good. But they should be very careful of what they do. Sometimes they do things that are not supposed to be done.
Right.
And there are very serious regulations that limit the freedom of everything they do. Because let me say, for this, I just want to mention some part that I was shocked about in the childcare. Our people are doing the childcare, right? But imagine your children are supposed to be in the daycare, in the childcare, but they want, like the parents want the provider to go and collect your children.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that is completely opposite of what the child is
you need to bring your child to a child care.
You are the one to take your kid to the child care, not the child care provider
to go pick up your
the
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is crazy. These guys are doing it opposite.
Yeah.
But it's because maybe they don't have information.
Right.
But that is the only thing that has raised my attention, and I'm like, so you find parents are very upset, and they don't talk about it because.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time we can tell our people exactly how it works.
Yeah.
I know it can upset them. They'll be like, "Hey, that's." Anyway, I know the reason.
But they gotta know the truth. Though there are many reasons involved, or whatever fishy stuff they can do.
Right.
But they gotta know that there is repercussions. Because if anything happens,
Yeah. And something that I also wanted to mention is that, like in our community, people are afraid of innovation, trying new things. They always feel comfortable trying something that they saw someone did succeed. But they don't know that the greatest business opportunity lies in innovation.
Right.
The biggest people who made the most money in this world are the people who came with an authentic business model.
Wow.
Sold someone that something that ever existed before.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
That's true. If this podcast was in French, I was going to say, I don't know if Anthony can remember, I used to call you les gens qui se sont distingués. Donc, I personally like people who are innovative. So, les gens qui se distinguent, okay? Not just do the thing that everybody does. Anyway, I don't know if we still have any more time,
Let's close. I think we're closing.
Maybe we can just thank.
Actually, there is a lot of
course,
of what we can discuss, but we shall be discussing it in segments.
Yeah.
So today we just said we want to encourage our people to learn about savings.
Yes.
To learn about what to do with the money. Not just keeping the money unless you really have a big plan for that money.
Right.
But if you already succeeded, maybe purchasing a home or whatever, what are you going to do with the money now?
Yeah.
So, we just want to encourage our people to use that money to create wealth. Because, here, America is all about wealth.
Yeah.
There's something that Kanye West said. Imagine Kanye West, the one people see crazy. He said America is for sale. Do you know what that means? He said America is for sale, meaning everywhere you go, you will never see that there is no something to buy.
Right.
Yeah. Everything is for sale.
Everything is for sale. If it goes to housing, everything is for sale.
Right.
If you go to businesses, everything is for sale. If you go to I don't know. So he was like, America is not a country.
Right.
America is a business.
Right.
So you gotta use that mentality.
America is a corporation.
So in that case, we should tell our people to continue following us because they'll be benefiting a lot.
Oh yeah, they will learn a lot from this.
They'll be learning a lot because we have the best people for business, for anything. So anyway, thank you so much, and Bispas maybe has the last word.
Oh man, thank you so much, Josh, for joining us today. And you've done great, man. You've done great. I appreciate everything you said, every contribution you made. And Bosch and Anthony, you guys are great. You guys really shared good stuff today. We missed our brother Fidel. Fidel wouldn't make it, but man, Fidel, wherever you are, cheers to you, man. Cheers to you. But we shall be with you.
He will be next time.
Anyway. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the United Africans in Diaspora podcast. We shall be educating and empowering and doing everything that you think was possible. But if you really think there's something we are not talking about or maybe we missed, please don't hesitate to comment. Send us a message or whatever or anything. We shall talk about it. All right?
All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.